How's it going, guys? Do you see me being sneaky? The only reason why it's kind of awkward there for a second is because my mic didn't want to turn on. I hope you like my ASMR. Nah, how's it going, guys? This is Legendary Nats coming back at you again. Feeling 1,000 times better, able to come play this game. I have been wanting to play it for a little bit of time. I have not played it, actually, since the last time that I hung out with you guys. So, we're going to continue going on through the area. In the last episode, we went back 3 years into the past. So, we're going to see what's going on in this timeline and see what's good, what all we got to do. So, I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're having a fantastic Friday afternoon, evening, morning, well, Saturday morning. Whatever is the time that you see this, I am glad that you can come join me. So, we're going to get us some Ungo sugar, and which we know this kind of helps reduce vitality damage, which is always a good thing. And if y'all kind of hear a little bit of noise in the background, it's because my dog is playing with a bone, and he's acting all kinds of cute right now, and he keeps wanting me to pay all kinds of attention to him like normal. Oh, I know Luffy. I know Luffy. If y'all did not know, my dog's name is Luffy. Yes, named after the main character of One Piece. My wife named him. He's a little Boston Terrier. He is... Oh, don't see me. He is actually a little over 9 months old. So, he still gets to that point where he just wants to, get all the attention. And I apologize, I did not get a video out yesterday to you guys. I was really wanting to, but I just didn't have the time. So we're gonna be all stealthy here, kill that dude. We want to kind of get away. We don't want those guys to see us because, well, they saw us, but we don't really want them to, put all their attention on us because there's one of them who's an archer, and I'm not gonna lie, man. Archers have always been kind of ridiculous in the Souls games, and though he can't hurt you by much, it's still enough to mess with you. Okay, he still sees me, and it's enough to actually still do some fire damage on you because he shoots fire arrows. One of the things I wanted to show y'all is this. That's as far as I can go whenever you're hanging. Something that Epic Name Bro brought up in one of his videos I was watching. Talked about, pay attention to your surroundings, which I've said that like I think 2 episodes ago. To pay attention to your surroundings. But notice that these gameplay things that they do in FromSoft games, it's for a reason. It's to add some kind of challenge. So let's go ahead and kill this dude. Oh, he got me. But he did not get me for long. Oh, I forgot about that guy. Oh, wow. That actually broke that. I didn't expect it. I forgot about this guy over here, to be honest with you. It's been a minute since I've played this one. Thankfully, though, archers are really easy to kill. And I highly suggest that if you have... Let me go ahead and pop a little heal over here. But I highly suggest that if you take out archers, I really suggest that you take them out with shuriken. Because they're actually quite easy. They don't really have an ability to guard a lot of times. The only ones who really have that ability to guard typically are the ones who have rifles. So, like that. Just killed him right in front of the dude. He's like, well, something's not really right about this, but I'm not too worried about it. So, let's continue going on through. Try to see... Okay, good. You see that we have an axe guy right there, which those typically can be the more harder hitting ones because they can kind of power through some of your attacks. And then we have the torch guys, which in my opinion are the harder ones to take care of. I don't know if I just said harder ones for both, but that's beside the point. guys, that's beside the point. I'm just excited to be back with y'all. I really am. I absolutely love being able to spend this time with y'all. I got him still. Not too bad, not too bad. Now, I think there's another person in here, if I remember correctly. Yep. But not too long. Another axe guy. I am a little rusty. I have not played this game in a minute. So I am full of rust today, guys. Full of rust. So please forgive me. But guys, I want y'all to tell me how y'all are doing. And I want to say thank you guys so much for all the support that y'all have been showing me on the channel. Like, I have thoroughly loved this journey that we've had. Remember, dogs will die in one hit with shuriken. So always remember that dogs will die in one hit. This area over here is kind of a cluster. You have a lot of different kind of enemies. Of course, you have dogs, and then you have, see, take care of him. But you have all kinds of enemies here that are quite troublesome to deal with. You have dogs, you have archers. Oh yeah, I forgot about that archer over there. I really should have taken him out first. So why don't we hide for a second? But you have dogs, you have archers, you have a couple of torch guys. And so, I mean, you have a lot of different obstacles in your way. So just remember, be stealthy and to just kind of plan out your attack. Golly, it's taking him forever to realize. So I'm going to drop right here. Try not to make any more noise. There's a guy right over there. And there are actual guys inside the, dang it. There are guys that are inside the building, so be careful of that. Being all ninja. And remember, just because they have a yellow triangle on them does not mean they know exactly where I'm at. They just know someone's around the area. So, you should start seeing, like, they're starting to kind of back off. Like, oh, well, you know, it's no big deal. Just see a few people died. No big deal, lols. But I would like to know how many of you guys have actually sat down and started playing this game some, because, man, if you haven't started playing it, I'm serious, man. It's such a good game. It really, really is. I am so glad that From Software has decided to go this route. People want to say that single-player games just can't survive, but, you know, I have to say...
Look at it burn.
Oh, listen.
Whoever called this a fire-breathing barrel wasn't kidding. I can feel my spirits lifting already.
You ain't wrong. This estate always rubbed me the wrong way. But you gotta give it a good send-off at least.
There's a reason why they brought that up, and even I missed it in my initial playthrough. And I haven't even beaten this game, mind you. I have not beaten this game. But my initial walkthrough of this area, there is actually something inside of the fire. And I did not realize it. I'm going to take this guy out first. Oh, gosh. Terrible gameplay. Terrible gameplay. Oh, no. Got him. See. He knows I'm up here. Oh, and you see that he's actually throwing oil. He's not throwing what they typically throw, like, you know, ceramic sharks. He's actually throwing oil. Oh, there's still a dog. Well, let's just be the clumsiest ninja of all time. I think Leonardo would be so proud of me. And see, they're all drunk over here. And thankfully, this is a game. You can play it however way you want to play it. So even if you do sloppy like I just did, or if you decide to take, you know, a full-on stealth route, and of course, we got the flame barrel. Their conversation earlier was to kind of give you an idea of what they were talking about, and it's an iron barrel that spews fire. It can be fitted to the shinobi prosthetic to become a prosthetic tool. It is difficult to control the rage-filled red eyes with the power of man alone. However, a fire-based weapon could be a means of resisting them. They are said to fear fire above all else. Now, that is a huge, huge, huge clue for a specific enemies. And we are actually going to be coming across an enemy here very soon that's going to really apply to. And I say that because this enemy straight up mollywopped me multiple times, pissed me off, and but I have figured out how to take him on. It took a bit of time, but I did figure it out, and I did beat him. And oh, we have us someone. Oh no,
those worthless bastards.
Hello.
You are a shinobi, if I'm not mistaken. Take the shinobi axe from the temple and split their skulls wide open. Please.
so he wants us to take care of oh. So, what's this? Nothing to worry about, bruh. Nothing to worry about. Alright, so over here, we're going to have us some enemies, and then we also, go ahead and kind of, we have us a eavesdrop. So let's go ahead and listen.
Hey, open up. Open up or else. I can hear you whispering in there. If you don't surrender peaceably now, you're gonna regret it later. Hey, can you hear me? Hey!
So, one thing if you haven't noticed about this game is that you want to pay very close attention to these eavesdrops. Like, I'm dead serious. There's so much information that is being passed around whenever you listen to them.
Try not to move. It'll make your wounds worse.
I must go. There is a shinobi coming on that. He's highly skilled. If I don't face him. Oh.
I forbid it. You are in no condition.
So we have as a shinobi hunter that we have to worry about.
Who are you?
I'm not a thief.
You're the young lords. Oh, thank goodness. Honorable shinobi. Those filthy bandits are after the young lord. They've already climbed the hill and set the estate on fire. It looked as if the young lord had no way to escape. I beg of you, shinobi. Please rescue the young lord. I entrust this to you.
And now we have an antidote powder, which kind of gives us leadway into what we're going to be taking on in the boss fight in this area. Because the boss fight in this area...
Thank you.
is does use poison, so it's a good thing that we got that. And then I think we have one more right here.
You're the young master's shinobi.
Yes.
What good are you? You were nowhere to be seen when things went south. Wait, tell me you didn't lead them here yourself. The timing of their attack was perfect. Normally those bandits wouldn't have stood a chance. Yes, it had to be you. I hope you die, traitor.
And of course, him as a true shinobi, he does not even have to defend himself because he knows for a fact he didn't have anything to do with this. Now, we won't do this side yet. We'll go on the other side. It'll be important for us to go on the other side. And so we have this gentleman right here. And we will actually talk to him now.
Hey, good sir. Are you a looter too? Good sir, you look like a shinobi, I think. Are you looking for something? Well, in any case, I found this place first. So, keep your eyes peeled out there, huh? And, don't let the door hit you. Oh, by the way, while I was on my way here, I saw a 3-story pagoda on top of some cliff. It was a fine pagoda. Really fine. I bet there's some kind of treasure kept in there. Gotta be. That's what I think, at least.
So this guy right here is actually in our current timeline as well. And we will meet him very, very soon. Very soon indeed. Oh, I think there is an item over here. So come over this way and we will get a bundled Jizu statue. Or Jizo statue. Now this right here is a small Buddha effigy bound in red cloth, raised in prayer between one's palms to restore a node of resurrected power. So basically if you've died and you want to try, like you die and then you resurrect, because in this game when you die you have a resurrection, and we haven't died yet. Hopefully we don't anytime soon, but we haven't died yet in this game. So if you run out of that node, you can actually use this to refill up your node so you have another chance. This could probably be useful like if you're going up against a boss that is giving you a lot of trouble and you're just trying to figure out the best way to be able to take them on. I think that would be very helpful. Especially if you're at a point where you're close to beating them and you're just like, oh man, I really don't want to lose. I really don't want to lose, and then all of a sudden, you know, that happens. So that is the cool thing about it. They're very rare. There are not too many of them. And plus, you can only carry one at a time. So it's not one that you could stock up on in your current inventory. Anytime you use it and you die or you rest, you'll fill it out if you have multiple inside your extra storage. So we got that. And it's actually quite interesting. Which I'm certain the majority of people who do watch Souls-related content do watch Epic Name Bro. I refer to him a lot. I look up to him a lot in many ways. And he brings up a lot of Japanese culture and history due to the fact that he lived in Japan. And so he could break down exactly what certain things mean. And that's one of the things I like about him. Let's kill these giant cocks! Freaking cock. Let's get that, and then there's a few of them over there. Freaking Blaziken been chewing it up, man. Could you imagine the freaking chicken legs you can get from these things? Oh gosh. Wow, I can't believe that happened. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. thought... Okay, yeah, I knew that there was treasure over here. This right here doesn't look like a traditional Japanese home. It looks more like a place where they used to cook or something like that, or a storage area. I don't know. I really love the aesthetic. I've always loved the Japanese aesthetic in so many different ways, and I really, really just love how they did this. Ooh. You know, I don't think I've ever opened this before. What does this take us out to? Oh, this takes us out here. Okay, okay, cool. Also, don't ever forget to do your little holding square down so you can get all your money. Like I always typically forget. Alright, so over here we have us a little bit of an ambush. Not really an ambush, but let's go ahead and listen.
We burning this temple next, boss? No. Please. Go on to the next one. But if there's any offerings, we will give them to Lord Juzo. Enough! We don't take from Buddha. How many times do I have to tell you before it sinks into your thick skull? Please, don't get angry. Sorry.
We do not take from Buddha. I know that he's there, and I know we have him, and I think there's someone else on the inside. It's either that or there's someone over here, and I don't remember where, but we're going to take out him. He's the more dangerous one, in my opinion. Oh, jeez. Oh, no! Woo! That got scary. That got very scary. Very fast. Very fast. Oh wait, Shinobi Axe of the Monkey. I think that's an upgrade item. To be able to upgrade your axe. Which... Oh wait, no. I think that's actually the prosthetic. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't knows, bros. I don't knows. Which, if it is, then that will be perfect, because there's going to be a couple enemies that we're going to be coming across that it's going to be very necessary for us to have that. Go. Alright, so up there we actually have a couple of guys who actually hold axes, and we're not going to continue on over this way. We're actually going to head on back. So let's go ahead and head back to the dilapidated temple, because I want us to go there and go get us some new goodies. Plus we can rest and all that. So, and I apologize if every once in a while the sound sounds like it gets really loud. I have the mic a little bit closer, and plus, I have background noise because our air conditioner is on, and inside this room, the air conditioner is actually right next to the room, so it's actually quite loud. So, I apologize if it sounds a bit loud up in her. So.
I'm glad you've come, Master Wolf.
Okay, we still don't have any seeds. I didn't remember if we did or not. Let's talk to our boy here.
So, you're back. Was that a dream? Or was it real?
Whether it was a dream or it was reality, I have no idea. There is one thing I can tell you. The great Buddha has seen fit to awaken old memories within you. What you felt, what you remembered, that is what it all depends upon.
I'm not sure if what I saw is what truly happened.
That's how it works.
Interesting. So now we can fit 2 new shinobi weapons here, or shinobi arm tools. So we have the loaded axe, which the loaded axe is useful against weapon or enemies who have shields. Of course, we're going to be coming across enemies who have shields, and then there's also another enemy later on in a later area that you have to use a shield to break like their hat, because their hat's like a shield. And then the flame vent, which basically shoots out a powerful thing of fire.
Shinobi prosthetic. Appears you've taken to it quite well. Here, this is for you.
The prosthetic esoteric text, a book of secrets that details a variety of techniques for use. The shinobi prosthetic grants the ability to learn prosthetic style skills. Written by a man who abandoned the path of the shinobi, but could not bring himself to discard his painstaking research. He never expected to pass these on to anyone else.
What is it?
It contains ways to bite into your foes with that fang of yours. In other words, fighting techniques for your prosthetic arm.
I see.
I had thought that prosthetic techniques wouldn't ever be needed again, but it seems I was wrong.
Pretty cool stuff, man.
Another time, then. I'll lend you shelter anytime.
So now we can actually go here, and you can equip 3 of these at a time. So for who we're going to be going up against here after a while, I'm going to go ahead and equip the fire, and then I'll equip the loaded. I will go ahead and say to you now, by far, as of right now, as of playing through this game to the point where I have been, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not super far, the Shinobi Firecracker is probably one of my favorites. It is just one of the best Shinobi tools that I've gotten. So, just my opinion. So now, let's go here and, okay, so we have 2 points that we can actually use. We still don't have enough beads yet, but we can now get us this Makiri counter. So you know how a lot of times certain enemies will do a thrust attack towards you. Well, when they do that thrust attack, this counter will actually do a ton of points damage and also deflect their attack from you, and sometimes even leading up to a death blow. So this right here is just essential. It really is. It's just like deflecting with L1, but instead you use circle. So I highly suggest you get this as soon as you can. And then we have the ability to actually get different prosthetic weapons and attacks. Not weapons, but attacks. This one I've heard is really good. I haven't actually invested any time into the prosthetic arts yet. But this one I've heard is actually the one you're going to want, especially for your first true quote-unquote boss. You're going to want to use that grappling hook attack, because he'll do like a turn with his horse, and then you want to grapple him and swing over to him and hit him, so to do additional damage. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, and then Spirit Emblems, I think we're still doing pretty good on that. Now let's go ahead and travel back to right here to the stairway, because there's a couple of things I want us to do over here before we finish up this episode, because we're already almost at 30 minutes. And I tried to make these videos not super long unless there's specific things. I know in the past on my Dark Souls 2, like I have a couple of them that are almost an hour long, and that's my bad completely. I apologize about that. But I try not to make these videos too super long for y'all. That way y'all don't have to sit there and be like, oh my god, it's taking forever for you to do crap. But here we go. If you notice, this is kind of someone who we've already kind of spoken to.
I know you. Yeah. You're that good Sir Shinobi, sir. Well, I haven't seen you since
that night.
You don't remember? Oh, I see. You don't remember. Listen, sir, you and I, we've met before. I was a thief back then. But those days are behind me. Now, I'm an upright and honest merchant. Only problem is, I'm broke. And being broke, I don't have anything to sell. So, good sir, would you mind lending me just a few coins to get my business going? I'll stock something useful just for you. You bet I will. And as a little bonus, I'll tell you all about that night. What do you think? Pretty good deal, right?
I highly suggest that you do this because you will find out some information about that night. Along with that, you will also open up for you to be able to purchase things from him. And along with that, if you continue working on his quest line, you'll be able to open up even more goodies from him, needless to say. So
Here's some coin.
Thanks, good sir.
Now talk.
Yes, of course. That night. So my gang broke into the Hirata estate. Now, as you're aware, the Hirata family is part of the Ashina. Now, normally they'd mop the floor with petty thieves like us. I mean, no sweat. But it just so happens we broke in during a battle. Yeah. Almost all the young samurai were away from home, and it was a prime opportunity. Then, we started a fire and cleaned out the place. That there's when I met you. You were looking for something. At least, that's what it looked like to me. Well, that's all I know about that night.
I see.
Yeah, that look you're making now. You had that same look on your face that night. You still looking for something? Listen, good sir, for a price, I might be able to tell you some other tidbits you might find useful. For a price, of course. I'm a merchant now, you know, so...
So let's purchase some more, this time for 100 sin.
I'll buy some information.
Thank you very much for your patronage. Since you're a shinobi, I'll give you some information about shinobi tools.
If you could.
Now, I've seen this tube. A tube with fire blasting out of it. Huh? When we broke into the Hirata estate, one of my pals nabbed one. That's the sound the fire makes when it blasts out.
And now we get the Tatter Note written by Anayama. Seems... What the heck is wrong with you? Sorry, my dog screamed out of the blue. I guess he was trying to chew on his bone. He accidentally hit his face or something like that. Silly dog. But, sorry. That kind of threw me off. A Tatter Note written by Anayama seems to be from some years ago. Lucrative info number 36. When we broke into Hirata Estate, we found a barrel that spewed flames. The boys lit a roaring bonfire with it and made merry with drink. Must have been a shinobi's tool. This is a hint for you when you go back into the past, for you to try and look for that, and that's what we ended up finding. So let's go ahead and continue see what else he's got to say.
I have one.
I'll tell you that... What?
I said I already have one.
Huh? Oh. Well, that's a shame. That one's on me.
And when he actually says that one's on me, he doesn't actually mean he's going to give your money back. He's just gonna keep it, and he's gonna give you oil instead. So now we have some oil. Now we have.
I'll procure some goods with the coin you gave me. Look forward to it, good sir.
Oh, okay. I think if we reset the area, he'll actually sell us things. So.
Man, what's from Hirata? I must pay my respects.
Lord Kuro,
Lady Emma, are there other Hirata survivors?
there are very few of us left.
I see. Apologies. There's no end to those who seek the dragon's heritage. This was their fate. Because of those that pursued me. I didn't mean to involve them.
And now we also found us a dream. You will find these periodically throughout the area. So let's go on up here And in the next episode, we will continue on and going through the rest of this. So let's go back to our handy dandy thing right here. And we're going to go ahead and rest. Because I'd like to go ahead and rest. Get back our healing. And we'll go ahead and leave it off here. Guys, I am Legendary Nats. I really do appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us today. Man, I'm so glad to be back, and I will have, like I promised you guys, I plan on having 2 episodes out today. So, whenever that second episode does come up tonight, it will be tonight, and I'll make sure to have it done. But guys, I hope that y'all have a great time. I hope that y'all have a great weekend, and I look forward to check you guys next time. Cheers.